Hello my dear student, welcome back to Arunavasir bio class. So today we have a question answer discussion session. So welcome all of you, Shayam, Sindrila, Shatari, Koniket, Shorashish, Gaurav, Rastin, Anubhav, Shoham, Shudipto, Dishari, Shomojit, Indrila, Ankon, Samriddhi, Devarun, Somoditto, Sutanu, Srijita, Debolina, Nirupama, Ishan, Krishna, Shish, Aroshi, Shouresh, Roshmi, Promit, Debarko, Shoptoshi, Shomojit, Kaushani and all other students. A very warm welcome to our question answer session for the genetics chapter. You already discussed, right, the genetics chapter in some details in your ICSE syllabus, and which one is the cover of CBSE and other board syllabus also. Right? Am I right? But today we discuss some important question which is most important for your ICSE board exam, and this question is very important for your school exam also. So today we discuss some important question. Number one question, at first we discuss that what is the genetics. So as it is a 1 marks question, how you write this answer of this question. So today this class is not for the learning purpose. This is like a professional class. How you write down in the ICSE board exam, I just teach to you, because I teach some ICSE board format, how write down the answer in your board exam. So this is a very hidden format is there. In all boards have a special format. I will teach you in every chapter, in every topic, in some details in this question answer format. So number one question, that is what is the genetics? So that means the genetics is the study of transmission of body features, both similarities and difference from parents to offspring, and the law relating to the such transmission. So in the genetics, it is a branch of science where we discuss the body features. The body features always not the same to your parents, but sometimes it is the different also be there. But the transmission of characters, which one is the transfer from parent to offspring, this is generally the genetical based characters. It is studied in the branch of science, that is the genetics. So genetics is the study of heredity and the variation. Both two aspects is the most important. You must mention in your answer. Next question, what is the genetic engineering? Now you know the biotechnological age. Now all the science aspirants, they are ultimately studying want to study the biotechnology in the different field. In the biotechnology, the genetic engineering is one of the most important part. But what is the genetic engineering? You must write down in that format. Genetic engineering is a techniques in which the genetic constitution of an organism, that is most commonly bacterium, is altered by the introducing the new genes into its chromosome. So already we have research on the different bacteria and transferred to their genes to a more suitable and more useful some genes which is very useful for human beings. But this genetic engineering not only applicable for the bacteria, this is applicable for other organism also, right? But they have some ethical problem is there. Otherwise, in human beings, we can alter our genome or our chromosome, some genes. But already some bacteria are used to change their genetical makeup to produce some important product. You know, you hear the name insulin. This insulin is now produced by the process of genetic engineering. Genetic insulin is a protein. So this protein have a particular gene. This gene we are introducing to the bacterial cell, and the bacterial cell can produce now the insulin. So this is the more important and most important side of our biological science. Like I learn about the microbiology. In microbiology, also already learned that this is the microorganism, how they are altered, the genome is happening, right? So genetic engineering, biotechnology, microbiology, genetics, all are the related subject, right? Now the third question. What is the genetic counseling? We ultimately, as a psychologist, I counseling the pupil, but we ultimately I counseling for the psychological counseling. But in here we discuss the genetic counseling. But what is the mean by the genetic counseling? Number one, genetic counseling is a practical aspect where the married couples are advised to consult a specialist regarding the possibilities of any undesirable trait by which their children might inherit. That means, some parents have some genetical problem or some genetical disease. Like the hemophilia or sickle cell anemia, that parents are required to genetic counseling. Right? When their baby are coming, that time they have some this problem or not, and if the problem is arising, how they control and how do they solve this problem. All these things are discussed in the genetic counseling. So genetic counseling is the most important tools. Generally the geneticists are doing these things. And what is the dominant allele? You already know that the capital T and small t is there. But when the allelic combination is capital T and small t, so what character are expressed? Capital T's character are expressed. So this is called the dominant allele. That means in heterozygous condition like capital T and small t, the allele which express itself physically is called the dominant allele. So capital T, they express its characteristic features. So the capital T are the dominant allele. Right? Got it? Okay, very good. Now what is the recessive allele? So in the capital T and small t case, the small t alleles do not express. Right? So it is the recessive allele. Now you write down answer in that format. In heterozygous condition, the allele which does not express itself physically and remain ultimately cancelled or unexpressed is called the recessive allele. Clear? You feel it? Okay, very good. Now what is the haploid? Chromosomal arrangement in your cell. You have the millions of the cell, but if you consider in one cell, that time you find out your cells is contained 23 pairs of chromosomes. That means 23 pairs. That means this is the 2n number. It is a diploid in nature. But all of the cells of your body is a 2n number of chromosomes or diploid. No, you have some sex cells. Like if you are the male, so you have a sperm cell. On the other hand, if you are girl, so you have a egg cells. So these cells not the diploid in nature, they are haploid in nature. But what is the mean by the haploid? In here, a condition in which each body cells contain a single set of all the types of chromosome joined in an individuals. That time it is called the haploid. That means it is expressed as a small n. Next one. What is the diploid? All other body cells which have the 2n number of chromosome. Right now? Right. Show a condition in which each body cells contain the two set of all the types of chromosome. Show that we call the 23 pairs of chromosome. This is called the diploid and we are express it in the 2n form. Clear? Got it? Very good. Now, what are the homologous chromosomes? The pair of chromosomes which are exactly similar in shape, size and structure and bear the same genes at the same loci. One is the maternal, other is the paternal chromosome. If we are considered a girl child, right? Suppose I consider as like Koshani or Samriddhi, they are the girls, should they have the girl cells? No, they have the animal cells. But you know the cells in the nucleus, the chromosome number 23 pairs, and in here 23 they get from their father and 23 get from their mother. But these 23 chromosomes are totally similar to each other. And the genes which is located in the chromosome, that is also be in the same position. Like we are express it as like capital T or small t form. So it is the homologous chromosome, and homologous chromosome is very important in the meiosis cell division process. So in the homologous chromosome, one set are called the parental chromosome. That means you get from your father, and other 23, that is you are get from your mother. A question arises, that is what is the mean by loci? Loci means the location where the genes are present. In the two, these chromosomes are similar, so the genes position also be the same. Very interesting. Now the next question, why is variation necessary? You know that if the parents are the same, but suppose you have a daughter, but you and your daughter have not the all similar characters, you have some difference, you some have variation. But why the variation are happening in our nature? Why? Why? The question is the why, right? So variation is a population has great survival because it greatly increases the chance that at least ultimately some individuals will adapt to the changing condition. In our environment, the conditions are continuously changed. Every second our environment are changed. You cannot feel it, right? But if you are want to survive in this changeable environment, so you adapt themselves. Otherwise, you cannot survive. Like in that condition, total education system are changed. If you do not adopt the online type of education or online teaching methods, that time you cannot ultimately survive in the educational field. Similar how, like this type of things is happening in our nature, right? If the adaptation is happening in your adaptation means the new characters are coming in the individual, that time it is helped to survive in our environment. Clear? Okay, next question. How does variation occur? We already know that variation is important, but how the variation is occur? Variations arise because individual genes are mutated. Mutation means mutation are change in the genetic material of an organism, and variation may also arise due to the crossing over, independent assortment of the chromosome and the chance of the fusion of two gametes. Variation means why the variation are coming. Most commonly it is caused the mutation. It is mainly caused of spontaneous mutation, which is happening in every cell in every minutes, right? But their changeable rate is very slow, so you cannot observe. But spontaneous mutation are happening in every time. So every second something changes are happening in your genetic level. So if the genetic structure or genetic combination are changed, so that time some characters are new and developed are generally coming. On the other hand, like the crossing over, like the independent assortment, these techniques also help to create the variation. Clear? Got it? Very good. Next question. What do you understand by the heredity? Very interesting question. I teach you in the first day of your class. That is the heredity is the transmission of characters from one generation to the next, right? From you you get the characters from your parents, right? Like uncle, they are ultimately get the hair color from your parents. So this hair color are transmitted from the parents to offspring. So it is a heredity. Now, what is the dominant character? It is one out of the pair of contrasting characters which is fully expressed in the offspring. Suppose suppose Shouresh's father have a straight hair. On the other hand, Shouresh's mother have a curling hair. But Shouresh have a curling hair. So in here, the curling characteristic features is the dominant character because it is fully expressed in the offspring. Right? So it is the dominant character. Clear, Arushi? Okay, very good. Now, what is the recessive character? So, the straight hair, right, which is the character of the parents, that means the father, right? But this character does not get into the offspring. So, this character which is not expressed, it is called the recessive character. Very interesting, right? What is the sex-linked inheritance? You know, we have two types of chromosome, right? Promit, what type of two chromosome is there? It is also there in your syllabus. That is the one is the body chromosome or autosome, right, Sujita? And other is the sex chromosome. Sex chromosome, how much number is there? That is only the 2. That means only one pair. In the male it is XY and in the female it is the XX. Very good. But you know, some genes are present in the sex chromosome. Only in the sex chromosome the genes are present, and this is a transmit from parents to offspring. So that time it is called the sex-linked inheritance. That means sex-linked inheritance is the appearance of a trait which is due to the presence of the alleles exclusively on either the X chromosome or the Y chromosome. Right? You got it? Very good. Name any 2 genetic diseases of the human beings. That is the most important question in the ICSE syllabus. Hemophilia and color blindness. Define the following terms. The variation, dominant genes, genome and mutagens. All this definition is most important in the ICSE exam. So one by one we are discuss this definition. Number 1, the variation. Variation means that the small difference among the individuals are called the variation. Total, all things are not differentiated, right? Only something is ultimately changed to their offspring. So this is the variation. Clear, Pramit? Arushi, Shores? Right? Ishan? Okay, very good. So dominant gene, we already discussed that. The dominant genes has 2 alleles which bear a dominant expression either in the homozygous or heterozygous condition. So capital T, if it is like present in the capital T, that time it is expressed the tall character. If it is present in capital T and small t, that time also be expressed the tall character. So because the capital T is the dominant alleles. Clear? Okay. Genes are the specific parts of the chromosome, generally the DNA segment, which determine the hereditary character, like your body color, hair pattern. All of the character is controlled by the gene, and gene are present in the chromosome, and it is a functional segment of the DNA. Clear? So all the student, after the class is finished, please you write down the question and answer in your copy. You just copy this thing, right? I just check it. All of the students, I request you that please you write the question and follow the answer and write down it in your copy and send it to me my WhatsApp number, that is the 9804265 I check it for you. Clear? Okay, this is the genes and it is the most important question. And genome. Genome means can be defined as the total number of genes present in the organism. Total how much number of genes present. Collectively it is known as the genome. Like give you an example. In a human there are up to 25,000 genes. In some books it is a 30,000 also there. But this is the total genes. It is called the genome. Okay. Next. The mutagens, you already know that mutation are happening, that means it is a happening, there is a sudden change in the genes. But how the mutation are happening? This is due to some mutagens. So mutagen is a chemical substance or physical substance. This is carry out the mutation or the triggering the process of mutation is called the mutagen. Example like UV rays, like X-ray, it is the example of mutagens. Clear? Okay. Next one. This is the most important question. Differentiate between the following phenotype and genotype, monohybrid cross and the trihybrid cross. Number 1. Phenotype. That means some total of outer appearance of the organism. Like Arushi have a straight hair, right? This is the physical appearance, or physically you can observe this character, so it is the phenotype. But why they are ultimately hair in straight? Because they have some genes. See, this character are called the genotype. The genotype, genetic makeup of the organism. It can be seen directly, it cannot be seen directly, and it changed by the environment, but it remains unchanged. Different phenotypes show the different genotypes, but different genotype may show the similar phenotype. It is happening in our system. Next one, monohybrid cross. You know, mono means a single. When we are cross in a single characteristic feature, that time it is monohybrid. When we are take the two characters at a time, that time it is called the dihybrid cross. So at first you mention the ratio of monohybrid cross in the F2 generation. That is the 3:1 ratio. It is a phenotypic ultimately ratio. On the other hand, the dihybrid cross, the ratio is 9:3:3:1. It is the most important question. In the monohybrid cross, law of independent assortments is not applicable. And in the dihybrid cross, the law of independent assortment are applicable. And cross involves a single pair of alleles. And in here, cross involves the two pair of alleles, right? So I already discussed that capital Y, capital R, capital R, right? So two alleles set, right? Okay. So it is a dihybrid cross. Okay, this is the most important some question that is we discussed in our special class. Right? If any doubts or any questions, please you write down the comment section. And next week you have give a mock test of the genetics chapter. So totally we complete the genetics chapter. If any question arises, I think you can handle this thing, because in every topic I just explain one by one in last some weeks. So this week is the most important week for you, because the next week you have to give the test of the genetics, right? So all of the students are request, please you complete your homework if I'm giving you already. Otherwise, all the students are request that exercise which is there in your books, it is must be completed before the next week. So thank you very much all of the students to attend the special class of question answer session of the genetics. Oh, thank you very much, and I wish you best of luck.